Your time. Let's try and barrel through a bunch of things right now. Nice to see you. You want to make the Trump tax cuts permanent. You want to return spending levels to pre-pandemic days, okay? Wall Street Journal says you got to go bigger to stand out. What do you think of that point?
Well, number one, we are going bigger. Bigger simply means let's build, not borrow. And by extending the tax cuts, we save $2 trillion for the American families. That is the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, and I wrote the bill. That's why I want to make sure that we extend those tax cuts. We also need to make sure that small businesses continue to receive benefits from lower taxes. My Opportunity Zones 2.0 would attract manufacturing back to our country, and if they land in an opportunity zone, they would see their profits go down. They would see their taxes on their profits go down by 30%. We have to cut spending, cut taxes, and cut government. At the same time, we can grow our economy at 5% GDP growth, creating 10 million new jobs and unleashing America's energy now. Not just our future, but our now. That's really important for American workers.
Kudos to you for at least having an idea, okay? However, you know, even your campaign manager said, and you got some work to do out there, looking at what's happening in Iowa and New Hampshire and your home state of South Carolina. Your campaign manager says ignore the national polls. They don't matter. State polls matter. But in your home state of South Carolina, we got Donald Trump at 46%. We got Nikki Haley at 18%. And you were sitting there at 10%. How are you going to change that?
Well, very easily. We have been campaigning in Iowa. We're in third place, very close to second place. In New Hampshire, where we spent the balance of our time, we are moving up in the polls there. But the good news is polls don't vote, but people do. The most important designation is the designation that happens when we are the nominee. It says we beat Joe Biden. That is the most important way that we can measure our impact and our success. I'm excited about where we are. I'm not watching the polls. We are not having a national campaign. We're running in 3 states, Iowa first, New Hampshire, and then we'll bring it home with momentum to South Carolina.
Okay, but
the
even,
good news is...
The good news is...
Yeah, the good news is the more I campaign, the better off we are. We've been spending our time, and we're getting really good results where we invest our time. We'll continue to see the numbers improve. But let's not worry about the numbers. We're going to continue to make sure that America understands there's a way to have an optimistic, positive messenger with a backbone talking about conservative principles.
Okay, I apologize for interrupting you there. But our own polling shows Donald Trump has actually gained month to month. He's now at 60% national level. Now, this is what we also find. When you dig into our numbers that we released yesterday, among suburban women now, call 44 guys, Joe Biden's down 12 points, Donald Trump's up 13. Among African-American voters, Joe Biden's down 10, Trump's up 7. Hispanic voters, Biden down 5 and Donald Trump is up 7. Again, the work you must do to overcome this seems to be significant.
Well, the good news is we have enough time to get it done. We're in the third quarter of the game. We're heading into the fourth quarter in about 30 or 45 more days. I'm looking forward to it. I am not worried whatsoever. What I am is I'm excited because I know America can do for anyone what she's done for me. We're going to focus on restoring hope, creating opportunities, and protecting the America we all love. That starts with backing the blue, closing the southern border, and standing toe-to-toe with China. It's not the strength of President Xi that's the problem. It's the weakness of Joe Biden. That's our problem.
Okay, all right. In your own words, right? You're talking about us borrowing and China building, right? I do think I have read and heard that from you. Randy Weingartner, head of the teachers union, made a comment this week. And she was talking about segregation. I just want to play this and get your reaction because you've been hot on the issue of race and education as well. Watch here.
Post Brown v. Board of Education, those same words you hear today. I was kind of gobsmacked when I was talking to Southern Poverty Law Center, and they showed me the same words: choice, parental rights, an attempt to divide parents versus teachers. And that point, it was white parents versus other parents.
You said with a broad stroke here, we're just talking about parental rights and whether or not students should have more rights than their parents, or actually the
Yeah.
schools should have more authority than the parents. And compared to the segregation, what do you think of that comparison?
I think it's just disgusting. Here's what we've heard from Randy Weingartner consistently. They are standing in the schoolhouse door, the teachers' unions, blocking poor kids in failing schools. It's like having kids in a house that's on fire and saying, we're not going to rescue a single child until we rescue them all. And what we've seen is a devastation in big blue cities. You see the crime, you see high unemployment, and you see the devastation of hopeless environments. Why? Because they've trapped kids in failing schools, and hope deferred makes the heart sick. The devastation can end on day one when we allow choice and competition in our K through 12 education. When parents have a choice, kids have the best chance to succeed. And the thing that stands in the way are teachers' unions. We must break the backs of teachers' unions by introducing public-private virtual school choice so that parents get the voice they deserve.
Well, you've got an interesting message. And as I pointed out, you got some work to do. And I know you're aware of that. You're going to get an opportunity about 2 weeks, though, when our Fox debate kicks off on Fox Business. Senator, thank you for your time. And as a reminder to viewers at home, Dana will be on stage with Stuart Varney.